chicken around the potato and serve them with bacon and eggs, they're delicious. Different colored vegetables, wind them together and you get the two colors. Here's a little trick cut. Split the curl halfway through the center. If you're making a shrimp salad and you happen to run short of shrimp, mix these in with the regular shrimp. Upon my word, you couldn't tell the difference until you start to eat 'em. Now the rest of the potato, you stuff it. We'll call this a little chicken. We'll call this here some hamburger. You might have a little meat that's been laying in the ice box for a few days. Chop the meat up fine, season it highly, stuff it into the center of the potato and bake them with the skins on. When they're done, cut them in two. Serve them on the half shell just like that. Serve them in slices when company calls. The more company you have, the thinner you cut the slices. If your mother-in-law calls, give her a beak piece like that. Now the second tool in the set is known as the garnishing knife. Everything you cut with this must come out fancy. Watch this, please. You cut down, you turn the potato, and then you cut through the edge. First one way and then the other. Sweet potatoes cut like this, drop them into a little batter of pancake flour and fry them. When they're golden brown, sprinkle molasses on them. Serve them with strips of bacon for breakfast. Why, they're delicious. Here's beets, you pickle them, and carrots, you steam or cream them. In making the original French fried potato, cut them in thick slices. Put them one on top of each other. Cross-cut the slices, and you'll never eat a French fry any other way. The potatoes cut like this will not absorb the fat because they're garnished around. Pineapples cut for your pineapple and cheese salad, cut them the same way. Here is one, and this is a dandy. Cuts any thickness or any size. Open it for a thick slice, close to the top for a thin slice. Saratoga chips, you can make them for 3 or 4 pennies a pound. Just pull the blade towards you like this. If you want the slices thicker than this, open the blade, there's a thick slice. Shoestrings for your Friday fish dinner, cut them down like this. Chop them up for your vegetable soup. What this knife is really intended for is for cutting the cabbage. You know the old-fashioned board, how you rip and tear, sometimes nipping the ends off your fingers. Lay it flat and pull it lightly towards you over the cabbage. The weight of the knife across the cabbage is all that's necessary. Why, ladies, when you get slaw cut as fine as this, you'll certainly appreciate eating it. The crowning feature of the set is the cutter that I'm going to show you now. This is known as the Champeen Vegetable Mincing Knife and Noodle Cutter. Now, when you want to make some real fine noodles at home, you roll the dough out like this. Dip this into a little flour so it doesn't stick to the dough, and as you roll it over the dough, that will cut the noodles in long strips, 10 at a time. Did you ever try to chop up a little nuts for cake? Why, I've seen ladies chop nuts and the nuts land up on the ceiling. Sometimes you chop the ends off your fingers. When you want to chop up a little nuts for cake, cooked meat, clams for chowder, soup greens to throw into your soup, making a little pepper or chicken hash is just a few strokes rolling it up and down. Why, here is without a doubt the meanest thing in the world to cut parsley. Put that in a grinder, you really grind it too fine. This machine, instead of crushing the parsley, cuts it quick, clean, and dry, leaving every bit of the juice and every bit of the flavor. Now, to clean this machine, you press the button. Rinse it out in a little water. When you're through using it, hang it up and let it dry. Here's one here that every lady should have in her home, known as the Parisian scoop. You lay it flat, once to the right, once to the left. When you scoop them out, you'll get a perfect round little ball. You can pot roast these, cut them out of cheese or cut them out of butter. When you're serving a fruit cocktail in the summertime, take your fresh cantaloupe, scoop them out like this, Mix them with apples, pears, and watermelons. Makes a delicious fruit cocktail served with a little cracked ice like you see here. But here is a tool, ladies, if you ever do get it, you'll thank the day you've seen this demonstration. When you press, it locks. It's like a pair of human hands. Reach in the oven and take the biscuits out of the oven. Ever take the hot potatoes out of the oven and burn yourself on the elbow? A roast chicken out of the oven, a piece of meat out of the pot, spinach, asparagus out of the water. Why, around canning season when you're preserving the fruits, to take the hot fruit jars out of the water like that, that machine is worth dollars to you. And here's another one that I really know you'll enjoy having in your kitchen, known as the safety grater. No doubt you're familiar with the old-fashioned grater. I've seen ladies take a grater and rip the knuckles off. When you want to grate up potatoes for delicious potato pancakes, this has a smooth, flat edge, impossible to cut yourself. Just like you were washing clothes, you rub it up and down, and you really grate your vegetables real fine, retaining all the flavors and all the juices. Breadcrumbs for when you're serving veal cutlets or anything like that. You want a little breadcrumbs to fry your fish in? Why, there's the greatest proposition in the world. Use that for coconut, cheese, or horseradish. When you're through with it, just hit it down like that. That knocks all the food out. Rinse it out in a little water and hang it up and let it dry. Now, here is a stone made of carborundum and sapphire quartz, which is made purposely to keep these knives sharp. When they get dull, a few strokes over the edge like this, and you can put a keen cutting edge on it. If you have a dull knife or a dull pair of scissors, an old sickle or a scythe, a lawnmower, cleaver, an axe, there's a tool that will really put an edge on the knife so the knife will really cut for you. I just want to give you an idea of how sharp that knife really is when you sharpen it with that stone. Ladies, I've seen some of you try to open up cans. Now, there's a can of Campbell's baked beans. I've seen ladies open up a can and you poke a hole in it, go around the top, hippity-hop, and your finger slips. Let me show you a real proposition. Look, lay it on the can, lift up the safety, and turn the key. That locks itself on the can. No harder than you were winding up your watch. Wind up the key and that'll cut the top off of the can slick and smooth. Notice how the end raises itself up in the air so you can lift the lid off, giving you a clean, smooth edge. Now that can be used for sardine cans, square cans or round cans, exactly the same way. Now this tool here, my dear friends, needs no introduction. This will save you on an average of $20 to $30 every year you use it as a peeling knife. Here's a grater for cheese, coconut, or horseradish, a fish scaler for scaling your fish, and when you're coring your apple, it's just a slight twist of the wrist, and there's the apple core. There's one more tool that I want you to see, and I want you to watch this one very closely. Many a times when you're baking a pie, you have a pudding in the oven. I've seen ladies wrap a towel around your hand, and many a times you burn your fingers. Hook this onto the pot like this and lift the hot pots off the top of the stove. You've got a pie pan in the oven? Catch a hold of the pie pan like this. Why, you couldn't get it off with a team of horses. This will positively lift 100 pounds. There's a pail of water weighs 50 or 60 pounds. That's the way you pick it up. But there's one more tool. I'll be all through and I'll be finished. Oh, now the next tool and the last one is what they call the Sarah Bernhardt cutter. This was invented by the head chef of the Imperial Hotel in the city of Berlin, Germany. You place the screw into the center of the vegetable. Twist the vegetable until the threads catch a hold, then you wind this up. You keep winding until you utilize the whole potato. The faster you turn, the quicker the slices. Why, ladies, here's a machine for slicing onions. The first onion that you slice with this cutter, you'll bless the day you've got a hold of it. Every slice cut exactly the same thickness, Every slice cut the same size. In making what they call a rosette, pull the vegetable out like this. Pin the ends together with a toothpick. Drop that potato into the hot fat and fry it. That will come out like a donut, golden brown. If you're serving a nice fish dinner, a little parsley goes in the center with the fish all around it, makes a very appetizing dish. Did you ever try to slice onions with a knife? You know how you get one thick slice and one thin slice? Run the knife through the center. That will separate each slice individual. Almost like magic, there is every slice cut exactly the same thickness and the same size. Wouldn't you like to have a set like this in your kitchen? Why, of course you would. Now don't forget, attend this theater every week and receive this 12-piece fascinating... Ladies and gentlemen, the management of this theater takes great pleasure in making this announcement. To each lady attending this theater each week, will receive absolutely free a fascinating 12-piece kitchen cutlery set, one piece each time. It is really interesting and amazing to know how you can prepare your meals in an appetizing and pleasing manner. There's an old saying, and a true one, that what is pleasing to the eye is bound to be pleasing to the appetite. I'm going to demonstrate this set to you, and I want you to watch it very closely. The first cutter that I'm going to show you, now this first one is known as the Parisian cutter. Wind it through the potato like a corkscrew. When the cutter appears on the opposite side, pull the cutter out. Place the handle in the center and twist it out. This is what they call a French curl. When you fry these, they come out like donuts, nice and brown. Serve them with your steaks or pot roast them. Unwind it, there's two curls out of the one potato. Tomorrow morning for breakfast, wind a little strip of bacon around the potato and serve them with bacon and eggs. They're delicious. Different colored vegetables, wind them together and you get the two colors. Here's a little trick cut. Split the curl halfway through the center. If you're making a shrimp salad and you happen to run short of shrimp, mix these in with the regular shrimp. Upon my word, you couldn't tell the difference until you start to eat 'em. Now the rest of the potato, you stuff it. We'll call this a little chicken. We'll call this here some hamburger. You might have a little meat that's been laying in the ice box for a few days. Chop the meat up fine, season it highly, stuff it into the center of the potato and bake them with the skins on. When they're done, cut them in two. Serve them on the half shell just like that. Serve them in slices when company calls. The more company you have, the thinner you cut the slices. If your mother-in-law calls, give her a big piece like that. Now the second tool in the set is known as the garnishing knife. Everything you cut with this must come out fancy. Watch this, please. You cut down, you turn the potato, and then you cut through the edge. First one way, and then the other. Sweet potatoes cut like this, drop them into a little batter of pancake flour and fry them. When they're golden brown, sprinkle molasses on them. Serve them with strips of bacon for breakfast while they're delicious. Here's beets, you pickle them, and carrots, you steam or cream them.
Evening, everyone. How we doing tonight? What's new? What's happening? We got this on the wrong side here. Oh, well. How's everyone doing tonight? Doing pizza tonight. First time doing... Well, I've done pan pizza here, but this is the first time I'm doing, like, pizza. Hey, Trigger. Hey, Nan Reader. Welcome in. How's everyone? Gonna start off by roasting some tomatoes. We got these guys from the market. It's the time of year that The only decent tomatoes you're going to find are imported. So we'll sit here and take labels off. We're going to do our own roasted tomato sauce. Going to do our own garlic white sauce. Welcome in, Tahiti lady. Gonna be doing our own dough. I started a batch of Jim Leahy's No Knead pizza dough, which I've heard mixed reviews on. I'm sort of seeing a mixed review here. Yeah, I didn't get to ask you the other day, Trigger. How did your online date go? Or is that what you were referring to now? I've never understood women myself. Probably not the greatest person to talk to for advice in that area. But mostly, what little I've learned is just be yourself, because yeah, don't play up to. Sorry, I had to actually relearn that with streaming, too. Be yourself. Don't be a clown. By the way, this is not the safest way to cut things. This is more my habit. This is not proper way to be slicing in half. I just have the habit of coming in the back of my blade, so I'm not too worried about hitting my hand. And I do very purposely go back like that. But it's very easy to mistake this angle with this angle. And this angle ain't gonna feel good. Hey, Air. How you doing tonight? Welcome in. Absolutely, Trigger. Or at least understand the way that I'm doing it and not just coming in with a flat knife that's gonna hopefully not stab myself. It's one of those things, you start talking about it, and went and burnt my hand pretty good this morning too. I didn't, well, burn is, grabbed a hot handle and it hasn't really, the burn from the other day is still looking worse than, but I feel it a little bit. Nice, what'd you make? Let's get a little background sounds going on here. Interesting. I'm not huge curry nut as far as knowledge. Especially not familiar with the Japanese curries because there aren't a ton of them. And with roux, that's a complete, like, that's like, let's combine things from around the world here into one. Let's take Indian curry and put it in Japan and add French roux into it. Hmm. I got a couple of things that I'm that way with. I just used it the other night for one of the ingredient challenges, but I've always got a store of instant ramen in the house, even though basically only ever use it when I'm either A, want a side without any real fuss to it, and I don't want to bother with rice, or I don't have rice, or I'll sometimes do it plain as like a side, almost like fresh noodles. Or if I'm really, really desperate and I'm really like not wanting to even leave the house to be lazy about food, sometimes I'll do an egg with some ramen. Hey Huberman, how you doing tonight? It's Friday here. I know it's potentially Saturday for some of you guys, especially if you're out like New Zealand, Australia. It's actually sort of strange. I found out recently that New Zealand is a little like I think it's like EST time? Or is it 3 hours after? It's either 3 hours before or 3 hours after my current time, plus a day. So, hey Tony! Well, any of these heavy-duty pizza critics, this is the first time for in this kitchen. We're trial and erroring here today. So, but we're going to try and do some decent pizzas tonight. Let's do some pepper on our tomatoes. Okay, we'll set those aside and wait for that oven to heat up. Do a little onion and garlic up for our sauce and have that all set up so that when those tomatoes are out, you can just blend it and go. Yeah, here, that's exactly what I'm doing tonight. I got this guy for the holidays. So we're going to try him out for the first time. I haven't used him at all. At all. But, yeah. Maybe it's even the same brand. I'm not familiar with them, but Unicook. Good with that, good with that. Oops. Low fan. Onion in the fridge. I already started an onion. Had this guy kicking around for a minute. Might as well use him up for the sauce. Stay open. Yeah, I should watch your hot and colds with certain materials. I've still got a horseshoe scar on my finger because cute little 18-year-old in college decided to take a crystal punch bowl out of a commercial dishwasher. So 180 degree dishwasher, high heat, and then filled it with giant punch, full of ice cold punch, and then, oh Jason, this is too heavy for me. Can you lift this for me? I lift the thing up and it just quivers as I'm holding my hands, and that was fun. Don't have to be too perfect with these. These are all getting blended in with the tomatoes, but I want to give them a little bit of a cook beforehand. And if we throw them in with the tomatoes to be roasted, they're going to be charred. So set our tomatoes over here. We need some garlic too. Nope. I have pretty much all cast iron at this point. I do have one sort of saute pan, stainless, and I've got a, I think it's an aluminum wok. Hey Leo, next time I suggest you just ditch the onions and garlic. Maybe let's throw a little anise in there instead. I'm sure they'll give you a great flavor that you're looking for. Maybe a little fennel. Be a perfect comp. It'll save you some bucks too. Well, nonstick is not that great. Actually, it's going to be hard to find nonstick here in a couple of years because the process is not environmentally sound to create them. And I've never found them to be that useful other than for, say, maybe eggs. But I can still do eggs pretty well just with my cast iron. Yeah, that went on the floor, so we're skipping that. But I'm not sure where we stand right now. The last government administration here in the United States loosened a lot of environmental rules and stuff. But prior to that, I know that they were working on phasing them out because of how bad they are to be created to the environment. Yeah, that's a good one too there. Yeah. They just don't have a good lifetime. And so now you got a whole bunch of alternative pans showing up that are all saying that they're non-stick. You get yourself a nice solid cast iron pan that's got a good cure on it, you're fine. Or, I mean, even this guy with a decent amount of oil is going to cook just about anything you need. Oh, it's not necessarily so much the body or the system that the issue is Teflon is not designed, or by its very design, doesn't stick to anything. And so the idea that we've actually created technologies just to get Teflon to stick to a pan in the first place. And that's what the issue is the processes to actually create the pans. Pretty nasty. Got our oven up to 450. Throw our tomatoes in. Set a timer here. Give them 40 minutes or so here. No, it's what I thought too, Tahiti lady. A little sunflower oil. So you can go a little heavy on that since it's going to be part of the sauce. Well, like I was saying, it's not. It's an environmental thing. It's probably not great for your body either. But because your body can't necessarily get rid of everything that it gets in its system. I'm talking about the plant that's creating these pans is putting off chemicals and or ruining the environment to the point that they've decided that the value of having these pans in society, we need to get rid of them. Wait for that to warm up a little bit more. take a sip of yerba mate. Oh, we got a battle going here in 30 seconds. Nice. But as far as doing things tonight, we're going to be, probably going to be a 3-hour stream tonight, maybe a little bit longer. I'm going to have to portion out the dough. We've got our pizza dough. This is enough for 6 pies, according to the recipe that I'm following. As Jim Leahy, who is the original, or at least the person that popularized the no-knead bread recipe, this is a no-knead pizza dough recipe. And so we're going to have to square that up, portion it into 6, ball it, and then allow them to rise or rest another hour. And then I'm going to take 4 of them, I'm going to freeze them, save them for future events. And then the other 2 we're going to stretch out, make our pizzas. I'm going to do one with pepperoni and maybe Italian sauce and black olives. I've got all that around. And the other one, I'm thinking a white pie with a garlic cream sauce on the base and just mozzarella and parm on top. Oh, we got a little bit of a smoke going. Nice. We'll throw our onions in, come back quickly for... Or throw our garlic in and come back quickly for our onions. Because that is already probably browning. No breadsticks. I could do breadsticks with the leftovers there, though. See, we already got toasted garlic there on the bottom. Turn the heat down. We'll let that coast while we do our battle. Boomerman. I don't think that the percentages work like that. Yeah, I agree with Hare there. Battle. That means 1 minute ad, guys. We'll see you guys after that. Well, if one's only 50% alcohol, but it's still 100% liquid, you're adding 50 and you're averaging 50 and 75 together. You're probably drinking somewhere in the ballpark of 65, 62.5%. Alright, let's do our battle. Getting a little more creative with their maps here. This one's been designed, and I've seen us start at the bottom of this map, and we've seen us now start at the top of this map. So they're creating maps here for multiple designs now. Entropy with the kills. No one with any assists. And Lacat and Entropy with the rewards. Congrats. Ooh, I got all sorts of goodies here. Continue on along the top route here. Yeah, now see, this is almost... Oh, this is a little different. I'm going to put my guy over here. You do want to sort of avoid this area right here, because that is going to slow everyone down. They're not going to travel over any of this. They're going to go around it, either one way or the other way. So there's a 50-50 choice between putting mine there or putting mine there. Nice, Osmeth. How you doing? Alright. So we got our onions and garlic going on the stove here. We got our they're almost done actually already. We just want to get them sweated and get those onions translucent. Maybe got that garlic a little darker than I wanted to. Not too bad. It's going into sauce, so it won't matter too much. Might as well add some of our other goodies here so we don't have to do that later on with the blender. We got some dried basil and oregano. New thing of basil. Get rid of that safety seal. Actually, I don't know if I want that on there. We'll add a little dried basil into the party. A little dried oregano. Salt. Salting for the whole sauce here. MSG. Because I put MSG in everything. And pepper. Give that a stir up. Pull that off to the side here. We're going to get started on our sauce. Heat's off on that other side. Yes, I have pepperoni for the pizza. I didn't... It's not sticks to bit pepperoni. I was sort of hoping I could get some cup and char type pepperoni. I don't know if these are going to work that way or not, but that's my hope. So for our sauce tonight, or white sauce. Start off with a roux, butter and flour. Grab our flour. I need to buy more flour again. This is literally the last of the AP flour I have again. Stuffed crust, no, I don't really. I'm actually sort of low on cheese tonight to begin with, but definitely don't have like cheese sticks or anything that I can wrap into the crust. Not a huge fan of stuffed crust anyways. I'd much rather have a nice, properly made, bubbly crust than... I mean, usually they just turn out to be, like, greasy and, like, half-cooked and... ugh. Oh, we got another song without lyrics that's got lyrics. We'll add some flour in here, create our thickening liquid. Or thickening paste, probably more accurate. Approximately equal amounts of flour and butter there. Give that a moment to cook on its own. Don't really need to, I'm just choosing to. Add a little water in there just to get things started. The rest we're going to do with milk. I'm creating sauce so that I can freeze the sauce too, so that I have, dough balls pre-made and I have sauce pre-made. I just have to add some fresh mozzarella and roll out the dough. That's the hope to the plan. And they'll help me out on the odd Monday or Tuesday here when I don't have leftovers from Sunday. Nice Tahiti lady. I just noticed what the captions is saying when I say Tahiti lady. That one, they caught it. I'm not going to repeat it. And we'll just continually heat this as it comes up to a boil, or continue to stir this as it comes up to a boil. Also need a little garlic for with this guy too. Might as well throw a little onion and garlic powder in there. Actually, I might just skip fresh garlic in this sauce and just go with garlic powder. A little heavy on the garlic powder there, obviously, but that was the plan. Heavy on onion powder too. Sort of thinking this may be not more authentic, but probably more authentic to proper pizza you'll actually find, sort of a thing. Because your cheapo neighborhood family pizza shop is not going to be doing fresh garlic for this sauce. They're just going to throw some garlic powder in there because they don't want to have to worry about keeping garlic fresh all the time. Most of the pizza places I found, they don't even keep fresh garlic at all. At best, they'll have, you know, the oil-packed garlic pre-chopped form. Why powder and not fresh? Onions and garlic are really the only family that I would suggest that it's okay to use powders or garlic granulated versions of. And that's because they actually have slightly different flavors than fresh in a good way. Because when you slice up, you guys were watching Bon Appetit all the time back when they were a thing on YouTube before they got into all that nonsense, or before they got into all that trouble. You had the one guy that was doing all the fermenting on there was always talking about allicin, which is there's an actual chemical in garlic and other in that family where when you actually break into the cells as a reaction, as if the plant was being damaged, it creates this chemical, and that's what gives you that garlic flavor. And so the more you chop your garlic and the finer you chop your garlic, bruise it, you just want to beat it. You're going to get more flavor out of it. And when you get a powdered one, it's just that it's taken that much further. And you're not going to get that from mashing it up on your board yourself. But again, there is a slight difference, and sometimes you want to use fresh, and sometimes it doesn't really matter. And these is one of those times when I don't think it really matters. Even though I have fresh garlic, I could throw some fresh garlic in there. Starting to slowly thicken up a little bit here. We're certainly not up to a boil, though. This won't be up to its full thickening power until it starts boiling. What are we going to work on next here? We got our pepperoni pre-sliced for us. We're going to need to slice some olives. I'm just going to slice them in half. My mom used to be always so nice and slice them in multiple slices, and I ain't got that patience. So we got our olives for our pizza. Need that for that. We're going to need a container for the rest of these olives because I'm not storing them in that can. Uh-oh. I don't know if I trust these now. That's not a very good looking can, is it? Wasn't puffy at all. Well, if I get botulism, you guys will find out eventually. I don't see any contamination in the inside of the can. I don't see any signs that there's no rust. There's nothing in there that's really like there was air let into this can. Yeah, it's just dented. It's dented pretty good, but thank you, Huber. I appreciate that. But you do want to be careful with dented cans if you weren't catching on to what's there. It is a worry with botulism. Typically, it will puff up in that case because it'll create gas. The gas won't escape out of it. But that's not a for sure thing either. Neglecting my sauce back here, it's starting to stick a little bit to the bottom. Need to give that a little bit of a working, make sure none of that's stuck enough that it's going to cause us burn and flavor problems. I don't think I added any salt, pepper, or MSG into this, so let's add some salt, pepper, and MSG into this sauce. I haven't bought any more of the cheap green canned cheese. I'm trying to figure out that scrambled word. I'm not sure on that one either. I don't think it's that. I think next we're gonna venture into sausage land. Well, actually, let's get our sauce ready. Hey, John. How you doing tonight? Welcome in. How's the world treating you? John, another Team Bone-In member. Does all sorts of lovely Asian dishes. Believe speaks Cantonese? Is that the... I know you got a couple languages in your memory there. So we got that set up. Oh, we use this for our sausage. We'll switch sides though. We got our white sauce going here. For anyone just joining in, doing both a white sauce and a roasted tomato sauce. So this is just basically a bechamel. No real cheese or anything, just milk and roux, and with a bunch of garlic and onion powder, salt, pepper, MSG. Let that go. We got the tomatoes with another 8.5 minutes to go till those are ready to blend up with our onions, garlic, and dried herbs for our sauce. We'll cut into our sausage roll, as I'll call it. It's just Italian, it's just bulk Italian sausage. But as usual, I'm trying to hide logos and names, but that should be enough for our... That's not hot enough though. Need to turn the heat up on that. Add a little oil to the pan here too, even though there's probably plenty in the sausage. Cantonese, Mandarin, French, and English. Wow. I couldn't even... I took 2+ years of Spanish and... yeah. None of that stuck. So... Good on ya. All right. So we're waiting on stuff here. We got our following Jim Leahy's no knead pizza dough recipe here. So I mixed this up last night. This is, pull up the recipe, you get the red mounts here. Actually, I wish it was a metric recipe, but it's a cups recipe. 7.5 cups of all-purpose flour, which is why my flour is now near empty. 3 cups of water, and sea salt and dry yeast. So not very complicated, but does need to set. It's been sitting here about 20 hours at this point. And so you're supposed to give it about 18. I was talking about that the other night with the charcoal bread. The time I start my stream, in order to get it the right amount, I'd have to do it in like the middle of the night. And so I'm either going to do it under or over. And so this is a little bit over, but this should be about 6 different pizza shells here. And I'm going to use 2 of them tonight, freeze the rest of them for future use. Going to make more sauce than we need. Now make it up so we have more to use for future pizzas. And I normally have leftovers that hold me over pretty well, but every once in a while it'll be a Monday or a Tuesday there where I don't have enough left over from Sunday to go to Wednesday. Actually, it's usually Wednesday lunch that I don't have anything. All right, Tahiti lady, what are you making tonight? Get our pepperonis out and ready too. Leftover pork chops with tortilla and refried beans. Refried beans, nachos. Maybe you don't want to fry the tortillas though, but burrito sounds good too. It's been a while since I've had a burrito. It's probably been 1.5 years now. I don't know that I've ever done burritos on stream. Don't know. See, that's the real reason I got the pepperoni out. Battle. Okay. As usual, 1 minute ad. I still don't know what's going on with that timer. My ad timer should be showing up every time I switch to the screen. And it's only doing it like half the time. And it doesn't seem to be even when it's doing it either. I originally thought it was because I put it in... I keep a cloud folder with a bunch of stuff. Take a look at our tomatoes. Oh, those are looking nice. I'll leave those in there another minute though. While we finish our battle. It's probably been a minute now, even though I'm guessing. Let's see how we do. Oh, I think we got this one. Wait, where's everyone going? Victory. I stole the kills. Entropy got the assists though. Entropy with the rewards. Grats. On to the next. Reeled over time. I'll throw my guy in the corner there. Let you guys figure out the rest as they show up. Parsley sauce. Smoked salmon fillets sound good. There's actually a Russian dish that I've been wanting to put on the menu. I'll probably do that here in March. Actually, gotta remind myself to do that now. But there's a. It's almost like a. Where you take a steak and wrap it in puff pastry. It's a layered dish of puff pastry, egg and white and yellow egg yolk, and I forget what all else is layered in there, along with salmon, a couple other things, and then wrapped up. Been wanting to put that on the list of things to do here in the future. Now we got a decent sear on the outside of this guy. Do the ends, and we'll break it down into, yeah, like Wellington. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. There's been a half dozen streamers here on Twitch that have recently done Wellingtons of various types. I've seen mushroom, I've seen salmon, and I've certainly seen a couple of steak. I'd like to do Wellington too, but like I was saying before, I want to spend like I might do that on the 28th here, but I'm thinking of making my own puff pastry on stream. And 28th this month, I'm doing all-day stream. It's going to be a Sunday. Going to start off in the morning. Going to be making chicken stock all day. Going to be doing pancakes for lunch. I think I have puff pastry on there too. And I don't know if I declared what I was going to be doing for dinner or not, but going to be doing dinner too. So 28th is going to be a long stream. Oops. Ignore my cream sauce again. That is now up to a boil here, so we're just going to let that coast. I think it's going to stay warm enough to not have to worry about that flour flavor. I like searing it, things like this, whole, and then breaking them down into little bits, because this way you get a little bit more nice color to it than just doing this immediately. Now we'll just beat it into submission with our spoon here into small bits. I think I need some more pepper in this. It's got a decent amount of garlic flavor. Just needs a little bit like more accent to it. Decent sauce. Oh, I'm forgetting my tomatoes. Let's blend up our tomatoes. to give this a blend up. Gonna mute for a moment. Gonna give that a little bit more moisture in there to loosen it up a little bit. And back to the blender. There we go. And turn the heat off on our sausage there. I found, since reading the directions and starting to follow them, they suggest you just blend this with soap water in it. It doesn't get the top well enough. It works pretty well for getting all the grunge and stuff in the bottom half of the blender done, if you get a Vitamix. It doesn't work so great for the top. You got a little skin off there on the side. Gonna throw this through a quick strainer here. We don't want a fine strainer, we want a chunky strainer. Or mildly chunky. Or if you got a food mill, perfect thing for a food mill. I have a food mill too, but it's more of a pain in the butt than this. I mean, food mills are like the perfect tool if you're making a tomato sauce in bulk. That's how you get that perfect commercial tomato sauce texture too, with that just slight amount of like pulp going with it. It's food mill. Nice, Tahiti lady. So this is mostly tomato skin. There's some seeds in there. There's some other stuff, but I think that's dry enough for me. Usually when it starts pulling away from the screen, it's getting to the point of not worth your time to keep bothering. I am gonna scrape a little of that goodness off the bottom though. Immediately clean your screen. I just realized I had that on the wrong camera there. You guys didn't have a good view of me straining that sauce. Apologize for that. Oops. Supposed to do this the Vitamix way. Soap, water. Quick second. Hey, Mama Bear. Do a little cleanup here for a moment. I was pretty bad on Wednesday. I had quite the mess in here after the charcoal dinner. So I'm trying to keep on things a little bit better tonight. Wasn't bad. Actually, it was pretty good. It wasn't bad. Sounds, at least here in the States, wasn't bad is not a compliment. It was pretty good. Let's see, was there anything that was... Lemonade. Lemonade was delicious. I think making it a hard lemonade was probably a bad plan, because I think the charcoal sort of absorbed the alcohol, and so I got none of the benefits of the alcohol, but I felt a little hungover the day after. And so I think I got the worst parts of the alcohol and not the better parts because of the charcoal. Otherwise, the lemonade was delicious. It was great with the gin in there. The bread turned out great. Used that for some breakfast today. Made myself a quick bacon, egg, and cheese. That's up on the Twitter. And let's see, what else did we have there? We had the chicken, and the broccoli was great, but the broccoli wasn't really... It was more charred on the grill than it was really any charcoal involved there. It was a good meal. Let's get rid of this pan. A bit hot in those tomatoes tonight. Got a little bit more burning action than caramelizing action than I wanted there. Should go back to doing... It's only the third time trying roasting tomatoes on this oven here versus the convection ovens I've got in my mobile kitchen. And yeah, I think I need to do 400 and baby it a bit longer than 450. But I think we got into the point here where I have to deal with dough. So we're gonna roll this bad boy out. Is that just on the camera? Oh, what is going on there? What is on the screen right there? Now it's gotta be about the video. I'm looking at... Is this on the screen? Oh, it's on the screen itself. So you guys can't see it either. But there was some schmutz on the screen over this part of the dough, and I was like, it's not in the dough. What is that? So I'm going to take this, like I do my no-knead doughs, sort of fold it over the top. Encapsulating into that dry dough on the top. So we need to sort of square this off somewhat and try and make it somewhat even. Chop this into 6. In half first, and then in half again, or in thirds. then I'm going to actually need these a bit more than the recipe normally calls for, because they need a little bit more mixing. Not really trying to develop the gluten too much, just more trying to make sure and get all those sticky bits mixed in. Okay. Now I'm going to roll that into ball. And it's sort of a learned thing. If you guys haven't balled dough before, you got to sort of play this game of, you want it to sort of stick to the counter, and you want to push down on it and use that pushing motion to sort of seal the bottom so that it's a nice full round ball. There we go. It's somewhat. I'll give that one a little bit longer. Okay. So we'll call that guy done. Save the pretty ones for tonight, and use the ugly ones in the future. Freeze the ugly ones. Feeling I should have mixed this dough a bit better than I did to start, but it's more like I maybe should have plastic wrapped it because the top got too dry. I think it was less than I didn't. I think I mixed it probably well enough. I think I should have probably plastic wrapped the top instead of leaving it with the paper towel on top, or proper real towel on top. You start these balls by making sure you've got a round outside first. You're going to pull all those edges into the center. You roll it over so you get a nice starting top, and then from here you continue balling it up. So, have no idea what I'm going to do with all that leftover charcoal. It's not going to be great for. It's not like I can throw that in a fire or anything. It's too fine. This guy ain't balling up for me very nicely. We'll do this one a little bit longer. Yeah, I definitely should have covered this. It got too dry on top. May also be because, like I said, I did this closer to 20-hour proof when it's supposed to be more like a 12 to 18. I think it just got too dry. Yeah, we'll see about this. Okay, there's our last ball. Battle! Time for battle. Finished cleaning my hand. Oh, let's 1 minute ad for everyone. Other than the subs. Still cleaning this bowl out. Everyone should be back now. Okay, battle. Oh, not a lot of stuff popped up on us. Entropy stealing those kills away from Head Mama's Bear's epic rogue. Tahiti Lady and Head Mama Bear with the rewards. Congrats. moderate. What we got up here? These? No, okay. Actually, let's see. Do I got any quests that I got to put in anything? 3 warriors. Alright, let's do a warrior. Oh, we got guys over here too. So be aware of that. We got guys over here, guys all the way over here. Okay. We got that, we got that. We're waiting on our pizza dough to proof. We need to get our oven preheating with our pizza stone in there. We got our sauce for our white pie. We're going to stick the stone in. I'm not going to put that all the way to the back. And all the way up on your oven, high as it'll go. We'll see how high this guy goes. I haven't maxed out this oven, I don't think. 525. Some go 500, some go 550. Mine apparently does 525. Turbinado. Favorite type of sugar. It's like brown sugar, but not quite. I just cleaned this counter. I actually think I went a week here where I was just sanitizing it. I think I got away with not having to do a heavy clean on that counter. Yeah, it was in the middle of the battle there, Tahiti lady. Captions just don't want to get Tahiti. They want me to call you all sorts of bad words, Tahiti lady. Shady lady. I've seen stinky lady. I've seen that one. I've seen eat a lady. Captions are just failing on that one. Favorite butter? I don't know that I have a couple of favorite butters, I think is the proper way to answer that. I just cleaned that before I started cooking, so I'm not worried about taking it off of there. General purpose butter. I love the butter that I have here in the house. Either Strauss or Clover. They're both locally produced. They're both organic. As far as fancy butters, we have, I think it's Manberg. It's a silver wrapped. I'm sure it's probably a local product, but it's a silver wrapped half-pound block of butter with a purple name label to it. They do goat cheese butter or goat butter, which is amazing. If you've never had goat butter before, it's probably twice as much as your normal butter, but I mean, it's amazing when you go and put that on butter or bread or very simple sort of a thing. I don't have, and I would like to try out a bunch of European butters, but that's sort of a pricey thing. I would love to find myself a good, proper, cultured French-style butter, but I don't have a preference of those because I haven't tried enough of them. Yeah, American butter is not French butter. American butter you typically buy unsalted, although they'll have salted available. Salted American butter is certainly not French butter. French butter is typically cultured or fermented, or it's got some flavor to it, and it's salted and it's properly mixed. It's like an art form. Whereas in the U.S., it's more of a, do you want salt in it or not? It has a lot less to do with the finely cultured product. But I need to get wrapping these dough balls that I'm not going to be using tonight. I think that's subject number one. These guys get wrapped up tightly and go in the freezer, just as they are. Now, the only anchor that I remember off the top of my head makes some pretty decent beer here in San Francisco. I guess there's an Anchor company that makes all sorts of products, but I do like me some Anchor Steam. But I'm really jealous that Yuengling is expanding to Texas before they do to California, because that's some good beer. I miss Yuengling from living in New York. Good stuff. There's a reason that they're the America's oldest brewery. America, not North America. America. So we'll throw these guys in the freezer. Let's label them. This is the 6th. 5. I got an extra pound of butter than I thought, now that you're mentioning that. Trying to keep them from drying out anymore. Yeah, I never really got into Western music or Southern music. Certainly have some fine guitarists. But I just can never handle the, I'll call it the whiny lyrics. Whether it's, I don't mean the whole, lost my woman, she stole my truck. But a lot of it has this like high pitched singing to it. It's just not my style. We're gonna make some dressing. So we're making mayo again. So I'm stealing a yolk out of an egg here. Still got egg white going with this. Egg white just wants to hold on to this yolk. There we go. Nice Tahiti lady. Here's another one. Captions never says your name twice the same way. Or maybe I don't. You do not like pineapple on pizza. We actually voted on that last on Wednesday. I don't know if you were around for that. I actually don't mind pineapple on pizza. I'm not a big fan of it, but I don't have any hatred towards it. But I did see recently on a Discord, someone posted a food meme where they put, it was like a normal like pepperoni pizza without the pepperoni, but instead of pepperoni, they had slices of kiwi on it. That one I could live without, especially without, it had tomato sauce. So tomato sauce with kiwi, I don't know about that one. Oh, nice, Superman. Yeah, GTA is going to be back into popular games here on Twitch again because No Pixels got their 3rd edition. I think that came out today. Or rather, they publicly shown it today. It's been a while since I've seen any of the No Pixel guys. Basically, redoing the game. Actually sort of reminds me of back when I was playing Tribes as a kid. And like, when I was a kid. And the group I was playing with was a competitive group. And we basically created, the members of our team created a mod for the game that ended up being more popular than the original Tribes game itself. There was Star Siege Tribes, and then there was Renegades, which was a mod on that. was actually the third most played game at the time. I forget what other game was beating it, but Quake was definitely still beating it. It was before Half-Life. We're acting a bit broke here. Yeah, I think we got a broken emulsion here. Doesn't look it too much unless you start... You see the edge there? How it's like cascading? Now, you can't really see that, but you notice how it looks broken on the edge there? Now it looks broken throughout, but... Let's see if I can't get it to come together with a little bit more mixing. Otherwise, I'm going to have to mix this into a fresh egg yolk in order to try and restore that emulsion. Yeah, I think we broke that one, guys. No worries, Tahiti lady. Enjoy your meeting. Meant to do that. Yeah, I don't have a command for that yet. Make sure we cooked all the flour flavor out of our sauce there. Yeah, I'm not really getting any flour there. Happy with that. Yeah, definitely broken. Is it safe to eat like that? Because without... What about salmonella? Oh, yeah, there's always that risk with salmonella of eating raw egg. I buy quality eggs from a local farm, but commercial eggs, you're looking at a average of 1 in 10,000 of having salmonella. It's there. It's a risk. It can make you sick. I tend to not worry about that too much, because that's some commercial guys, which are a lot of ways they tend to work dirtier, for lack of a better way of explaining it. They're a cleaner operation overall, but they're dealing with dirtier birds and stuff like that. So I don't worry about it too much, but it is something you should worry about. You can worry about. One way, some of the ways that you can do to avoid that, and I've done it in the past, you can pasteurize your eggs if you got an immersion circulator, like this guy back here, or you can buy pasteurized eggs. Pasteurizing them using immersion circulator. I forget the temp, but you just have to throw them in there for about 2 hours. I think it's 140. Maybe 120. And you'll end up with the egg white won't be the same texture. The yolk will be just like a raw egg when you pasteurize them, but the white will be a little bit like, best way I can explain it is a little like snotty. It'll have a little extra thickness to it, although it won't have completely thickened up. Hey, Suki. How you doing tonight? I'm trying to not break this a second time here. Appreciate that, Huber. Yes, happy Friday. I didn't even realize it was Friday until... Well, I didn't really get going this morning. I didn't want to get out of bed this morning. But once I got out of bed, I was rudely awakened to the fact that, yeah, it's still Friday. Oh. Yeah. Depending on where you are, it may be Saturday now. So anyways, now you get to see, you know, because I obviously planned it this way. I wanted to show you guys what a broken mayonnaise looks like. No, this is for your guys' benefit. I totally planned this. Not liking how shiny we are still. We got some thickness, so that's telling me that we're not broken, but the shininess tells me we're still slightly on the edge of that. It gets more flat and dull the more you properly emulsify that oil into the egg yolk. We're getting closer now. I don't really have a good intermediate bowl. I sort of go from this size to this size as far as ones that I got around the kitchen. How you doing tonight, Chili Music? Welcome in. Hand is cramping up at this point. Clean this guy off so we don't have to worry about him later. Not afraid of soap. Not really adding any soap, but I am not afraid of soap with my properly cured pans. Battle! We'll turn that guy on full high heat so that we burn off any water left in the pan. And add time. Yeah, it's like every other time my timer doesn't want to work. Give this another 30 seconds or so. Wait for the pan to dry off. That's a halfway broccoli and cheddar soup too. Just needs broccoli and cheddar. Getting a few light whiffs of smoke there off of that. We'll cut the heat. Let that go. Let's do our battle. See how we fare. That was quick. Victory. Suki and Tahiti Lady with the wins and assists, or kills and assists. Tahiti Lady and Entropy with the scrolls and gold. Congrats. Oh, do we go for the blue chest or we go for the... what do we got going on here? Do we want to go for the skin? Or we want to go for the chests? The egg emulsion is going to be for a salad dressing. We're making salad dressing for with our pizza. For with our salad. Not going to be... It's going to be not ranch. I think is what I put on there. I still don't have any dill, so we're going to use other herbs in there, but otherwise it'll be relatively close. We'll throw a little buttermilk powder in there. We'll mix in some heavy cream and some sour cream in there. Actually, we might just do sour cream and skip the heavy cream. Let's go with the top route here. I'm going to stay with the top route. And take this silver chest over the loyalty skin chest. And hopefully get some cash out of those treasure chests later on in the map here. Same deal as before. We sort of want to skip the center here, because it's going to be the longest distance for any of your characters to move. They're going to have to go up and around either way here. So over here or over here with me. And back to making sort of mayo. Ooh, what's that one? All sorts of E's, and there's 4 E's in that word. Not many words with that many E's in it. touch of water. Like maybe a half ounce, probably less. Turns everything white, like your supermarket mayo. But it also sort of helps lock in that emulsion. It's pretty much set now. Sort of tempted to look that one up. I don't know that one off the top of my head. In fact, I'm going to do just that. British variation of an Indian dish. Rice, smoked fish, hard-cooked eggs, and bechamel. Flavored with curry. Smoked sturgeon or salmon are excellent substitutes. I don't know how you're substituting sturgeon or salmon for just smoked fish. They both can be smoked fish. But anyways, sounds like a decent dish. Flaked fish. Makes me wonder how it's presented then. If it's just like fried rice thrown all together, or because flaked fish, it's not going to be, like nicely presented on top. And turn the fan on here. I'm getting hot. Starting to spit. Notice I'm starting to get serious about the amount of oil I'm adding now. Start off with just a couple drops at a time. You can gradually add more and more, especially after you get that water in there. Don't want to add the water right at the beginning though. You want to make sure and get that emulsion established. I sort of wait until I get the emulsion to the point where it's almost hard to keep whisking because it's all sticking to the whisk. Almost where we are now once again. I can add a bit more hot water into this, or just regular water. But instead of that, I'm going to add a little vinegar. Just a touch. And remind myself that I need to buy more hot sauce yet again, because this is a great time for a couple shakes of Tabasco, or I would normally throw Frank's in here. I normally have Frank's around, and I haven't had Frank's since like November. I bought a bottle of Frank's before the holidays, like December 6th, I think it was. And it was like on track to be here at home, and then for some reason it went from being here in Northern California to being transferred to a station in Alaska, and it disappeared from that point. They ended up refunding me the order, which again, they know that I wanted it. They took my order, but because the specific one that they were going to ship me disappeared, they refunded my order rather than send me out another one. I actually think it's on the milder side of things, Uberman. I mean, it's pretty sure it's cayenne based. Pepper, not spice. Tabasco's hotter than Frank's. I just like the flavor of Frank's. I'm sort of beyond trying to do the ghost peppers and all that stuff. I've already had them destroy my gut. Oh yeah, I was reading an article about. I could have put pepperoni, jalapenos on with my pepperoni. That's a giant thing, especially Mexican cultures. They love their jalapenos and hot food. I was reading an article about how their fun family get-togethers are always a competition who can take the most, to the point that their stomachs are all messed up. Certainly, I get the whole hot weather, hot food. That works. I'll drink some coffee on a hot morning because that heat just continues to heat you up, so you then try and cool your body off. You start sweating. It's helpful. So I think we got enough mayo here for our small batch of dressing we're doing tonight. I could probably double the amount of oil that's in there. So sour cream. onion powder. A little bit of cayenne. A little oregano. Little. A little mustard powder. Really not liking this container. I know it's their classic container, but they filled that one too full. You want to throw anything else in there? I think I'm good with that as far as spice drawer. Definitely gonna need pepper. Definitely gonna need salt and MSG. I'm thinking that one starts with a C. Stealing some leaves off my celery here, rather than pull the whole bunch out. Had these guys kicking around for a minute here, but we're going to use these up tonight, the last of them up. You can peel this outer edge on all of them though. The outer piece of them are starting to dry out a bit. Good, Trigger. Welcome back. We're down to, we're working on a little salad green action. And then we'll be ready to get going with our pizzas. I think that was off the board. Yeah, it was off the board. Not interested in cutesy little circles here for our salad dressing. We just want the onions in there. In the middle bowl over here, we got starts to our non-ranch dressing. So we're doing the same thing I did the other night there, about a week ago. I'm calling it not ranch because really the major difference here is I don't really have any dill in there. Metal bowl on the cutting board. Oh, and here, this is our tomato sauce. Our roasted tomato sauce. Looks a little light for roasted, but there's some nice dark speckle in there. It's got some good flavor. So these are celery tops, a little celery flavor in there. I like doing that with my mayo anyways. Celery is a good flavor to throw in with mayo, but it's not really easy to throw celery in there. You'll find a lot of celery salts and celery flavorings in dressings. But I just tend to use the green tops that I don't use for garnishes or anything. This is buttermilk powder. So instead of using buttermilk, you've got the powder instead. Give us a little of that. Sour cream is going to give us a fair amount of tang on its own, but this is going to give us even more of that buttermilk flavor. And there we go, salad dressing. I think we're good with that. Let's make a salad, because these pizzas are going to be quick. Actually, we can probably do it. Well, let's see. I think we want to do our salad first, because pizzas are only going to take maybe 10 minutes a piece. Minutes is a bit up there on the amount of time you want to let a salad sit around, but we're going to be making one pizza and we're going to make the second one while we're cooking the first one, sort of a thing. sour cream spoon's good for this. Oh yeah. Yum, 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 yum. I'm going to turn the heat on our white sauce back here, just to loosen it up a little bit with the heat. It's thickened up nicely. It's got a lot of great flavor. I don't want to add a bunch more moisture into it, but you could if you want to loosen it up, but nice hefty lettuce salad there. These in a bag, in a bag. Yes, they are. Okay, salad basics are done. I'm going to wait until do the dressing. I changed my mind here. Let's roll out our first pizza dough here. Sort of let gravity do its thing. That's windowing pretty good for not having been needed at all. I'm going to use this as my peel. Instead of cornmeal, I'm just going to put a light dust and a flour on the bottom. Which one do you guys think I should do first? Should I start with the white pizza first? Or pepperoni? We'll do our 1 minute ad and our battle. Hey, there we go. The timer showed up this time. Not sure which I want to do first. Okay, that's sliding nice. I'm okay with that. White pizza first? I'm okay with that. That's actually what I was sort of thinking, but I was going to go with the crowd favorite. Make sure we got this loosened up a little bit. Yeah, this is a little bit looser. Still pretty thick sauce on our white sauce. Oh, I forgot something pretty crucial here. I haven't grated cheese yet. Proper way to open that. Plastic tastes good. Like I said, I'm sort of running tight on the amount of cheese we got here tonight. Let's do our battle. Let you guys see how I'm grating this after we do that. I'm sure they are, Leo. I am certain they are. I am not Italian. I'm not promising you an Italian pizza. Victory. I stole the only kill. Yet somehow Azimuth got 2 assists and did Horizon. Welcome in, Horizon. I don't think I've seen you around before. Azimuth with those scrolls. Grats. We're going to do one more map tonight. One last map tonight. There we go. Got my warrior there, so I got my quest done. Give myself an extra 50 gold that I don't probably will never spend. I've got way too much gold already on my captain account. Ooh, a badge. I got a badge. What it's for, I don't know, but I have a badge. Alright. Continue pressing this very soft mozzarella through my grater. I'm pretty sure I totally forget who it was, but we had an Italian in here earlier. They probably left a long time ago. Okay, so we got our white pizza. Still got that sliding a little bit on our board. Move it to the other side here, where it's a little bit drier. Okay. So we'll take our white sauce. We're just going to pour a little of that on. Because I don't have a nice ladle set aside for this. Use the whisk to move it around. Okay. What else are we throwing on this guy? Actually sort of tempted to throw the Italian sausage on this one. The stone is in the oven. The oven is up to temp. It's been in there for quite a while, so it should be all up to temp. I think I'm going to throw Italian sausage on there, and I'm going to do it underneath the cheese. Let's go package. Let's go plastic wrap. Yep. Tired of dealing with you. We're done with you. And we got the real stuff as far as Parmesan. And so here is our white pizza with a little Italian sausage on there. I don't know if that's sliding or not. We're going to have to try and find out. Nope, sticking. Yeah, sort of a flat front to it, but I think we did okay. For a first one. If it fails, just do a calzone. On to ball number 2. We got to start a timer here. Start a 5-minute timer. We'll see where we get with that. Have a good one, Hooverman. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, I'm not in love with this dough. I think I'm going to have to do a better job with this dough next time. A little bit smaller with this guy. Wow, what type of cheese is that? I guess I could have put more mozzarella on the first one because the second one's a little small. compared to the first one. We'll just make this one cheesy. That's a little pricey even for that, though. I mean, it could have been, but I think it's a bit pricey. I think we'll go with that. So there's our pepperoni. He says, not realizing that he needs something to take the other pizza out, and he doesn't have a peel anymore. What am I going to use to pull that guy out? Let's see if we can use this one. He's going to be a little small for that, though. We're looking good there. I don't know if we need to really turn you at all. We're just going to let you sit because I just tore you. Yeah, my fish spat wouldn't work very well for this. It might work, but I think we're going to have a torn pizza. Give that one another 3 minutes on that side. On that side. Pizza screen at home. Not for sure what a pizza screen is. Looking to see who's on here tonight while we're waiting on that pizza. You can throw it in the Discord. Yeah, I have, unless you're a sub, I have a bot telling you gotta put it in the Discord anyways. That way it cuts down on the bots and stuff like that trying to sell you guys stuff. They can't even do anything. Put another black olive over here. Looks like it's missing a black olive over there. Still gonna give it another 2-3 minutes. The top is looking pretty. Want to give the edge just a bit more. This certainly isn't... I've worked a pizza oven or wood-fired oven. It was gas-fired, but wood-fired style oven. And yeah, that's not fun, sitting there trying to work 6 to 8 pizzas at once when you're in your rush and trying to make sure you get a good sear on the bottom of all of them. I mean, you get into systems and you get into rotations that you're good at doing, but you still get that one that messes up everyone else. It's an art. That's really the art of pizza making. I mean, anyone can make pizza. Anyone can make a decent pizza. But when you get into the details and the nitty-gritty of it, you have to be doing like hundreds of them in order to get it all perfect. You have to be like Cheese Pizza and just be doing pizza constantly. You start getting into nuances and the rise of your dough and, you know, how much Parmesan do you put on top to hold the toppings but not really affect things. Oh, hey. Empty egg container. Hi there, guys. That wasn't a very good throw. It was too low. Damn it. Well, that didn't go to plan. That didn't quite work out right. Stuck. And now we got a dirty stone here to do the rest with. Well, we're going to have to live with that. Let's see what we can do here. I throw that back in the oven for a minute to warm back up. But yeah, we lost our crust in like a half of this guy. But we got a good half a pizza. Oh, it's not a... Well, there's a logo on the other side of it, Leo. Let's try flipping it. That's probably not a horrible plan, but it's definitely not what I wanted. I'm worried this one's been sitting here too long now. We do have this one's forming holes too before I even get it off of the... Thank you, Entropy. I think it looks good too, other than the torn up bottom. Sort of. Yeah, about the torn up bottom. But, gotta learn to use pizza stone at some time. Oh, yeah, Leo. I did put some flour under. It's still... Cornmeal works good too. It's more that... Actually, what I'm used to using in restaurants, it's absolutely cheating, but they have what they call our pizza presses. And the pizza press, you can literally just throw a defrosted ball. Of what I did at the restaurant was they bought balls of dough frozen. They would defrost them in the refrigerator, and I would take dough ball, just the ball itself, not moving it, stretching it out, not anything along that line. Slap it in the middle of this press. Press would flatten it out over the edges, be like the perfect size, the perfect edge, and the top of the pizza press is heated. So it doesn't actually like cook the pizza dough, but it sears it. So it makes this nice flat bottom that slides all over the place and can do whatever you want with it. Absolute cheating when it comes to pizza, but that's what you're getting when you go to a fast casual pizza place. Let's throw this guy in there, see if we can't get him to fall off. Nope. Joe just wants to tear. Much better that time. Thank you for that follow, The Climbing Chef. Welcome in. Another cooking streamer here. Thank you for that follow. Caught a minute or two your stream the other day. Not sure what hours you stream. What hours do you normally stream? Oh, you're taking an A. Okay. So I'm going to slide this guy off of here. Go back to using this guy. Maybe we can't get this other one to come out clean. You don't know that it's really going to happen, but we can hope. Just a word of caution to anyone new in here. This is the first time I'm trying out this pizza stone. First time I'm trying cooking pizza like this. First time I'm trying this dough recipe. So there's a couple of hiccups here, but oh, you think calzones are cheating, Leo? I think they're potentially a much more complicated dish. What do I want to do as far as cutting this? Sound good. Tasting good. Decent crust. I'm okay with that. The center got some color. That's good. I'm actually a little surprised. It seemed like it cooked less around the sides here and got a decent cook in the center. Decent crumb, too. That's fine, Trigger. I figure most people do. So I watch streams. I'm doing other stuff on my computer. I'm doing other stuff around the home. I actually sort of think of streaming as sort of like modern soap operas. Or the next generation of soap operas here. We'll switch to our battle here. 1 minute ad. Either you're playing games and you're watching, someone else playing the same game a lot of the time, or you're like me and you throw the streams on all day long, but you're not necessarily in front of your computer or you're paying that ton of attention to it. It's pretty damn good. I love the crunch on it. The dough's better than I expected. I'm not happy with the way that it broke on me, but pretty happy with the flavor. Alright, battle time. That's weird. Did you see what happened there with the, I wasn't supposed to move. Arg. Okay. Entropy with the kills. Pinguosaurus Rex with the scroll reward. Congrats. But yeah, I'm happy with the flavor on this. I think the sauce turned out great. Thought I got a decent cook on the bottom there where it, I mean, even got a little char to it. Oh, you can see a little char to it. Happy with that. Not even trying and turning this one. I'm just going to do it straight on the same side. Let's mix our salad while we're waiting. Just mescaline mix some carrots in our not ranch dressing. Came out in one piece. Nice. This one was maybe a bit heavy on the cheese, which, while being a cheese lover and not wanting to say you can't use too much cheese, pizza is one of those things you can use too much cheese on because it just becomes a pool of mess. But yeah, I'm very happy with the way this second one's turning out. Even got a nice little char on that guy there. A little char there. A little there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Olives came over on this side though, but fire behind me? Oh, I don't see a fire behind me. You keep trying, Leo. You guys forget that I can look right here and see what's going on behind me. Put our parm away. All the info's down in the info section down there. Was Benayer. But I have been a chef the majority of my life. I'm not currently a professional chef, but I've been here streaming for about 2 years, or a year and a half now. It'll be 2 years in, I think it's June. So more sort of half retired, half streaming, enjoying life, looking for future opportunities, but not really, oh, I need a job. So let's take some photos here. I live in Sonoma County, California. So Northern California and wine territory. Some people like to say we're part of the Bay Area, but I don't really like to think of that. It's not really true. I mean, it's 2 hours or hour and a half to get to San Fran from here. Petaluma's in Sonoma County. So yes, very close. Hopefully I didn't... Okay, cool. Turn off the stove that cam there. Let's give you guys a look at our pepperoni here. A little bit lighter bake on our pepperoni, but still a nice bottom to it, I think. Like I said, we were a bit heavy on the cheese here, but yeah, a nice solid bottom. Got a little color there. I'm glad you enjoyed. You still got to finish plating everything here. Take some photos and find someone lovely to hand you guys off to. You got a pretty standard mescaline mixed salad with a little carrot in there. And then I made my own dressing, my own not ranch dressing. It's essentially a ranch dressing, but there's no dill herb in there. It's homemade mayo, sour cream, little buttermilk powder, onion powder, mustard, salt, pepper, MSG, green onion, celery leaves. Good stuff. Not ranch, but not ranch. Yep, the salad has a fork in the bowl. Went too far with the stainless in there. Yeah, I used the fork to stir it up. And I'll use it to eat dinner tonight. Just this one? Yeah, I use that. I've got all sorts of cameras and setups. You got the stove there. We can go to the stove. This is the main one. We can zoom in on the main one. Let's see, who can we give a raid to tonight? Oh, that looks like a good one. That looks like a winner. I have not rated this individual before, but he is a member of Team Bone-In. He's doing some pomegranate chicken. Sounds delicious. He also has a food truck. I think he's out of Ohio. He's in the Midwest. I hope you guys give him a warm welcome. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I'm going to go and enjoy the rest of this. I will be back here on Sunday for my normal stream. Sunday we're going to be doing chicken fettuccine. And on Wednesday we have the Discord going. We can have, it's looking like it's probably going to be spinach. We got a strong lead there for spinach 7 now versus everything bagel seasoning. So either everything bagel seasoning or spinach for dinner and dessert, using that as an ingredient on Wednesday. I hope you guys come back and join me for Wednesday and Sunday. Otherwise, I hope you have a great night, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.